The results are in. I have it here on this device. So, the award for most extra tech feature goes to the Xiaomi Smart Wireless Charging Pad. What's up? I'm KBHD here. Welcome back to Dope Tech, brought to you, of course, by the Dope Tech t-shirt. This one's a healthy mix of great stuff and weird stuff, mostly thanks to this guy. So Xiaomi released, alongside their new Mi 10 Ultra, their really impressive phone that's also a mirror, they also released this smart wireless charging pad. And it's this pretty big pad, and it was sort of inconspicuous at first. I took it out the box. I was like, yay, cool. Another wireless charging pad, but why is it smart? So then I plugged it in, and I started using it, and I got it. So this charging pad has one gimmick, and one gimmick only. It's a 20-watt wireless charger, and the number one thing it does is move that coil inside to find the device you put down somewhere on the charger and line up the charging coil automatically for you. So it's this huge pad on purpose, and you can put your device down anywhere, and then you can hear the motors move the coil inside to line it up. So yeah, not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty cool. When I first saw it, it's impressive that it does find the coils and line up every time, no matter where you put it down. It sort of takes away the pain of trying to line up your wireless charger perfectly every time. You just kind of slap it down anywhere and you're good. But on the other hand, that's it. That's all it does. That's the whole thing. I mean, weirdly, I posted this on Twitter, and some people said that there was multiple device support, and I think that's kind of stretching the definition a little bit, because when I'm using it, I put one device down, and it moves over the charging coil, just like it should. Perfect, charges that. Then I put a second device down, and as long as the first one's charging, nothing happens. Really, the only thing that you could say is multiple device charging support is when it finishes charging the first one, it moves then over to the second device and starts charging that, which is cool. So a regular charging pad doesn't do that, so you can leave several things, I guess, in theory, on this pad overnight, and it'll eventually get all of them charged for you, but it's not charging more than one thing at once. Either way though, not gonna lie, I kinda love this thing. It's 20 watts is good enough for me. It's not super fast charging, but that's a high enough rate, and I just kinda leave this thing on my desk now, and I just slap my phone down whenever I just need a couple extra % battery, and eventually it'll have me covered. That's pretty dope. All right, so next up is this little box right here. This guy is called the Hachi Infinite M1. So Hachi reached out and they wanted to sponsor a spot in a Dope Tech episode, and they sent over this box, and it's a projector, and I'm really glad they did. Now, projectors usually pretty boring, right? But this one, I can confidently say this is definitely the smartest projector I've ever seen. So this one has a Snapdragon 670 inside, has up to 6 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of storage, and it runs Android 9.0, but customized into a UI they call Infinite OS. So it's basically a whole Android tablet inside this guy. And then you can see, aside from the projection, it's got cameras and there's sensors at the front and the top, plus a gyroscope inside keeping track of its orientation. So the way this thing is angled, basically you can put it up against a wall and it'll project up to the wall, or you can put it up against a flat surface like a desk or a table, and it'll project down onto the table. Once you do, it'll automatically sort of start to calibrate itself and sharpen it up. And once it's done, you have your projection. But here's the catch. It's a touchscreen projection. So this 10-point multi-touch element kind of unlocks this giant tablet experience anywhere you can find a flat surface, which you'll start to realize is like all over the place. And it's actually a lot more responsive than I thought it would be. Maybe it's because I've tried some pretty garbage, gimmicky versions of this in the past, but this one is really good. Basically, the limitation is you still got to make sure you're not casting a shadow on the element you actually want to touch. So if you want to hit this button, for example, don't block the light from above it. You just got to come from the other side of the light and touch it, and it works perfectly. But once you get the hang of that, it's all green light. You can literally play multiplayer games 1v1 against people, whether it's tic-tac-toe or board games or Pong or air hockey. We've tried all of them, and they all work. And on top of all that, it's got a built-in battery, so the thing's pretty portable, so you don't have to find a plug everywhere you go. You can be on a train, basically, and just plop this thing down and start using it like a tablet. So now you can basically turn any surface into a giant gaming controller without the need of a phone or a tablet. I'm sure you've played Pong before, but you've probably never played it on your kitchen counter or on a table. And then in the OS, there's some other dedicated AI integrated apps they've built with different themes. For example, there's an education feature where you can use physical objects, like actual plastic letters, to teach spelling because it uses image recognition from the cameras to tell if you've spelled something right or wrong. There's a kitchen feature called Future Kitchen that lets you project recipes onto your kitchen counter, for example, or your cutting board, and it guides you through cooking them on your counter. And it'll even use that camera to recognize ingredients you scan. There's also even a fitness app where in one direction it points the workout program video onto the wall, and then on the other side is the camera facing you, and it helps correct your form and count your reps and track your body. So really interesting stuff that's been benefiting from the AI engine in the Snapdragon 670 chip, and it just got me thinking about projectors in a way I honestly never did before. So it is pretty expensive at the site. It's linked below. It's $9.99. So basically the value proposition is you can either get one really nice projector that only does one thing, which is just sit in one room and project an image on a wall, or you can get this sort of like Swiss Army knife smart projector, touchscreen, AI-focused, image-recognizing tablet thing that you can take anywhere. And I think that qualifies as dope tech. Okay, last but not least is this guy. This is Samsung's iPad Pro killer. That's being a bit generous, but hear me out. So this is the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. It's an Android tablet, and so this is the bigger one. There's two, the Galaxy Tab S7 and S7 Plus. And this guy, you know, Android tablets used to be a lot more popular than they are now. There just isn't that much competition in the Android tablet space right now. But this one, as far as premium Android tablets goes, has a lot of good stuff going for it. Like, it's got the high-end specs, the Snapdragon 865 Plus, which makes it 5G capable, and there's up to 8 gigs of RAM and half a terabyte of storage. And the design, I think, is nice. It's a really thin tablet, probably thinner than the phone you're using right now, but it's metal, it's got sharp edges, and it still fits quality quad speakers in all four corners and a 10,090 milliamp hour battery, so it is not a poor use of space. And then you get a bunch of little things too. There's dual cameras, one 12 megapixel primary and one 5 megapixel ultra wide, and they're pretty good. They don't have to be great because they're tablet cameras, but they are definitely functional. And in fact, the camera you'll probably use more often on a tablet is the front-facing camera, which is up here in the middle of landscape mode, which I love because most of the time you're using a tablet like this, it's gonna be sideways, it's in landscape mode. Samsung knows this and puts the webcam in the better place, unlike the iPad. That's actually also why the fingerprint reader is over here on the right-hand side, because you hold it sideways and double tap and unlock it just like that, easy. And the bezels are thin, but not too thin, because if you're holding a tablet, you do need some place to put your thumbs down and actually hold the thing. So it's got just the right amount of thickness to hold that bezel and not touch the screen. It's just an overall really nice design. My favorite quirk though is the S Pen it comes with. So this is the new and improved S Pen. It's got all the same improved technologies from the Galaxy Note series. It's the new 9 millisecond response time, all that fun low latency stuff. But I say quirk because it's kind of like they saw what the iPad Pro did with the Apple Pencil and said, oh, we like that. Do you mind if we copy that, but sort of make it look like we changed it up a little bit? And so that's how we ended up with this. They copied Apple's homework, but changed it up just a little bit. So the S Pen only attaches and charges this certain way. So it's got to have the tip facing the cameras and in just the right spot. And the magnets are nice, but they just aren't quite as strong, so I can't do it blind as easily as the iPad. Maybe if I used it for longer, I'd get a better hang of it, but it just feels like it should be a little bit stronger. And when you lay it down without the case, now that it's on the back, it kind of props it up a bit because of the pen. Like, is that what they wanted? I don't know. The case for it really is one of the best accessories you should get for this tablet, but the reason the Tab S7 Plus makes dope tech is because of this screen. This is the best, this is the best screen on any tablet, including the iPad. It's a 12-inch, 16 by 10 120 hertz Super AMOLED display. It gets super bright, the colors are excellent, and everything on this screen, whether it's videos or photos or games, whatever it is, it just looks super sharp and vibrant. I mean, this is seriously a great screen, which I guess we'd expect nothing less from a high-end Samsung product. Oh, and yes, this also does use the full Quad HD resolution and 120 hertz at the same time. I mean, it is a tablet, but it's still nice to see. This screen, like if you want a media machine, if you watch a lot of YouTube, Netflix, whatever you do, like this is the screen you want to do it on. And it's lightweight enough that you can carry it around, watch it on a plane. This is the one. So this is dope tech just because of the screen. Now it is still an Android tablet, so you're gonna have a lot of partially unoptimized, weirdly vertical, not quite right apps. And if you're willing to deal with that, because that's part of the Android tablet experience, then the rest of this package might be interesting to you. But I mean, come on, this screen is awesome. So that's about it. That wraps up this dope tech, some pretty good stuff here. But hey, if you have other suggestions for stuff you want to see in dope tech in the future, now's a good time to leave a comment in the comments section, because there's a whole wide world out there of great stuff and weird stuff and quirky stuff, and I would like to feature it on the channel. I think it's a lot of fun. So thanks for watching this episode, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.